A few months ago, I promised I would make a video about California's Great America after I visited in July, but I never did. The problem is, I couldn't think of anything to talk about. I didn't want to just make a normal park review video because that's boring and everyone does it. So instead, I'm going to try to put my biases aside and compare California's Great America with my home park, Lagoon, in an epic battle. CGA versus Lagoon. Let's start by talking about the coasters. Great America has 9, while Lagoon has 11, including Primordial, which just opened a couple months ago. I apologize for not making this video earlier when Lagoon had only 10 coasters, but I guess it gives Lagoon a little bit of an advantage. Let's start in the kiddie section. In the kiddie coaster department, California's Great America has Lucy's Krabby Cabbies, while Lagoon offers Puff the Little Fire Dragon. While the track layout looks similar, Lucy's is an E&F miler, while Puff is a zerer, specifically a zero to volley. While I did, in fact, ride Lucy's during my San Francisco vacation, I have never in my life ridden Puff. Still, that little fire dragon is basically a slightly upscaled version of Krabby Cabbies, so Lagoon takes the lead with 1 point. Next, let's move to the family coaster category. Great America advertises Woodstock Express, a 1987 Intamin family coaster. Bombora, on the other hand, was built by Lagoon with the help of Art Engineering in 2011. This was Lagoon's attempt at the perfect family coaster, and I think they succeeded. Compared to a rusty, boring old Intamin, Bombora has a decent theme with some fun music and a layout that seems like the designers actually tried. Plus, I lost my hat on Woodstock Express. Luckily, it landed in the water park and I got it back, but it's a little embarrassing. Bombora is getting a point for Farmington. Let's take a step up to the next level of family coaster, the Wild Mice. The Santa Clara Park features Psycho Mouse, an Aero Wild Mouse. Now, for a company that's known for making janky coasters with bad transitions, it seems like they would be really good at making a coaster model that's supposed to have those same features. But Psycho Mouse might be the smoothest arrow I've ever ridden, which in a Wild Mouse is disappointing. Meanwhile, Lagoon's Wild Mouse is extremely wild, delivering a ride with quick, janky turns and sudden stops. Wild Mouse creams Psycho Mouse here, and I promise I'm not being biased, but Lagoon gets another point, which brings the score to 0-3 with Lagoon in the lead. Before we hit the exciting coasters, though, both parks have a headbanger that I want to knock out. From California's Great America comes Patriot, and from Lagoon we have Bat. Yeah, both of them suck. Patriot is a B&M stand-up that's been converted to a floorless, and Bat is a Vekoma hang and bang. Personally, I hope I never have to ride either again. Granted, as a kid, I didn't bang my head on Bat, and kids are the target audience of the ride. But if I have to have my brains turned to mush, I'm gonna at least have some inversions, so I'll do it on Patriot. That's a point for Great America, for better or worse. Now let's get back to the positives, and talk about classic wooden coasters. Representing Great America is Grizzly, a 1986 clone of Wildcat that opened at Coney Island in Ohio in 1926. This ride interests me because some of the ride is very exciting, while other parts, like the first turnaround, are really boring. The ride also doesn't deliver a lot of airtime in some sections that I thought that it would. On the other hand, Roller Coaster at Lagoon was built in 1921. With the new GCI Millennium Flyer trains and Lagoon's tender loving care of the ride, it's almost glass smooth, and it offers some excellent airtime moments in the front and back rows. So that's a point for Lagoon. Now on to our last head-to-head category, the old multi-loopers. All the way from Santa Clara, California, comes Demon! And right here from good old Farmington, Utah, is Colossus the Fire Dragon. Now, this one is kind of a no-brainer. Colossus is a solid, forceful Schwarzkopf double looper, while Demon is just an old, janky, and kind of boring Arrow multi-looper. But I've been wrestling which one I like best. Thing is, Demon's jankiness is kind of charming, and I love the long ride experience. This one's hard, but I still gotta go with Colossus. Now, here's where all the points roll in. Let's talk about the rest of the rides that don't have a match. California's Great America has Gold Striker, an outstanding GCI Woody. Railblazer, a snappy RMC Raptor with very strong airtime, and Flight Deck, a short but very intense B&M invert. I considered matching Flight Deck with Bat, but that just seemed mean, and frankly, Bat goes better in the headbanger category than in the invert category. All these coasters are outstanding rides and are getting 2 points each. Lagoon has Spider, a Maurer spinner, and Jetstar 2, a Schwarzkopf Jetstar 2. Those rides are also only getting 1 point because they're not super great. Wicked, a zero tower launch coaster, is also getting only 1 point. While the vertical launch is excellent, the second half of the ride is weak, and the restraint will absolutely crush your thighs and or squeeze your ankles, depending on how tall you are. Primordial and Cannibal, the park's two newest rides, are getting 2 points each. Both parks have an Intamin River Rapids ride, so neither is getting a point there. However, Lagoon just got rid of their old log flume, while Great America still offers Whitewater Falls, giving Great America another point. CGA has a Sky Tower, but not a Ferris wheel, which Lagoon does have, so I'll match them up and they can cancel each other out. They both have a sky ride, bumper cars, and a drop tower. Any other flat rides are either insignificant or have a match, so neither park is getting points in that category. However, Great America does have Mass Effect, some kind of 3D show. I didn't watch it, but I heard it's really good, so I'll give it a point. On to the theming department. Neither park has great theming on their rides, besides Primordial, I guess. But Great America does have themed areas, while Lagoon just kind of threw rides wherever they felt like it, with little regard to connections and theming. Plus, CGA has access to the Peanuts characters, which you can meet in Planet Snoopy area of the park. Great America gets 2 points for this. Finally, let's talk about food. I've never had bad food from Lagoon, but on my one visit to Great America, I had really good food. They seem to have a lot more options, and they're all good. I'm giving Great America a point for this. This puts the final score at 12 to 12, a tie. That just shows how similar both of these parks are. Lagoon tends to have better quality coasters. Not to say that CGA doesn't have some amazing rides, because they do, but I also think that CGA has a better atmosphere. These parks are so different, and they both shine in different ways. Personally, I prefer visiting Lagoon, whether for nostalgia or better coasters, I don't know. But I've enjoyed my experiences at both parks. It's interesting to see the effects, both positive and negative, that being owned by Cedar Fair has had on Great America. Let me know which park you prefer, and tell me why. Then go have a coaster adventure.